Good morning, everyone. In the last session, we discussed about version control softwares. As we discussed in a project, multiple team members will be available for the project development, and those team members will be working from different locations. When the team members are working from different locations, how to integrate all the developers' code at one place and how to monitor developers' code changes. Multiple people will be working from different locations, then how we can integrate all the code at one place and how to monitor all the developers code changes at one place. So that's where we are using version control softwares. Okay, here multiple team members can integrate all their code at one place. So every developer will install Git client software. Using this Git client software, they can communicate with the GitHub repository. When we are working with the GitHub operations, right? You need to create an account in the github.com. That is a cloud platform where we can create the repositories for our projects. In the GitHub, you can create a public repository or private repository. Public repository means anybody can access, but they can't modify. Private means nobody can access, nobody can modify. And the repository that we are creating in the GitHub is called as a remote repository. We can call that as a central repository also. And in our system, we are going to install Git client software. Using Git client, we are going to perform operations with the GitHub repository. For that, we need to understand Git architecture. From where you are performing the Git operations, that is called your working tree. So to represent your working tree, we are going to use git init command. Git init command is used to initialize our working tree. How to recognize that it is a working tree? By using .git folder. By seeing .git folder, we can recognize that it is a working tree. When you make some changes in the working tree, then you can add those changes to staging area by using git add command. Okay. So when the files are added to staging, you can verify the status of the staging area by using git status command. From the git status command, we can commit our files to git local repository using git commit command. Okay. Now, when you are doing the git commit command, when we are doing the git commit command, then it will go to the local repository. To send the changes from local repository to remote repository, we are using git push command. Are you able to understand what is working tree, staging area, local repository, and remote repository? Guys, are you able to understand what is working tree, what is staging area, what is local repository, and what is remote repository? Right. So in the last session, we discussed all these operations: environment setup, GitHub repository, Git bash configuration, Git architecture. Okay. Then we discussed about Git bash commands. We discussed about some Git bash commands. What are the Git bash commands we have practiced in the last session? We discussed about git config command. We discussed about git init command. We discussed about git status command. We discussed about git commit command. We discussed about git push command. We discussed about git push command. So what is the purpose of git config command? Configure our name and email. To configure our name and email, we are using config command. What is the purpose of git init? To initialize working tree. To initialize working tree, we are going for init command. What is the git status? To check staging area details. To check staging area details. How many files, what files are added to staging area? What files are not added to staging area? We can check that by using git status command. Then next one, git commit. To send files from staging area to local repository. To send files from staging area to local repository. What is git push? To send files from local repo to remote repo. Okay. Git push command, it is used to send the files from local repository to remote repository. Are you guys clear with my point? Now, here we are using git add command. What is the purpose of git add command? To add files to staging area. Whatever the files you newly create, whatever the files you modify, if you want to commit the files, first you need to add the files to the staging area. To add the files to the staging area, we are using git add command. Let us see here. We are having Maven project. This is our Maven project. So this project already we stored in our GitHub repository. So let us go to our Git repository. See here. In my GitHub account, I have created several repositories. Okay. So this is my GitHub repository name, Ashok IT Arcut application, something like this. src and pom.xml is available. Now go to this project. You can verify this repository belongs to which URL. That means this local repository pointing to which repository URL. It is pointing to Ashok IT Arcut app. You can verify that in the .git folder, config file is available. Okay, there you can see our local repository is pointing to which remote repository. So this local repository is pointing to this Ashok IT Arcut app repository. Now open here git bash. I'm opening my git bash. So in this git bash, you can check the status using git status command. When I go for git status command, what is available here? Nothing. Nothing to commit. Our working tree is clean. Nothing to commit. Our working tree is clean. We are using status command to verify our git working tree status. Next one, I want to create some file db.yml. I have created one YML file to configure my database properties. So check the status of that. Git status is available db.yml. So that file is newly created. That file is newly created. So that is displaying in the red color. That means this file is not in the staging area. In order to commit this file, we need to add the file to staging area. How to add the file to staging area? Using git add command. Let us try that. Git add db.yml. If you have only one file, you can directly add that file. If you have multiple files, then you can add them by using git add -a. I have only one file, git add db.yml. Then go for git status command. You can see that file is added. Now, that file is added to staging area. You can use git restore command to unstage the file, or you can commit that file. Now the file is added to staging. So you can commit that file or you can unstage that file. Let me do the commit now. Git commit -m message db.yml file added. Why are you doing a commit? You need to tell that by using commit command. Git commit -m db.yml file is added. Now you can check the status. Git status. Here we have done one commit in the local, but that is not sent to the remote repository. So we have done the commit in the local, but that commit is not available in the remote repository. How to send the changes to remote repository? Git push command. So when we execute git push command, it is sending our changes to remote repository. Go here and refresh our remote repository. Can you see db.yml file is available? Are we able to create the file in the working tree? Yes. Then we added the file to staging area using add command. Then we are able to commit the files from staging area to local repository using git commit command. From the local repository, we are able to send the files to remote repository using git push command. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? What are the operations I have done? Are you guys clear with the operations what we have done? Yes, perfect. Now let me do some other changes. Now we will learn more advanced commands. I'm going to edit this file. I will configure some data. I will configure some data, username Ashok and some password abc@123, something like this. I have added some data in my YML file. Earlier, I have committed one empty file to the repository. If you observe, in the remote repository, db.yml file is empty. There is no data available in the YML. This is a empty file. Now I have modified the content of the file. Now let me check the status of that working tree. When I check the status of the working tree, git status, what happened guys? Git status, it is showing me db.yml file is not staged for commit. That means I have modified that file. It is not eligible for commit. Git is giving two options. Boss, you can add the file for the staging or you can restore the file. So you see, I can execute git add command or I can execute git restore command. What is the meaning of git add command? If I execute git add command, this file will be added for staging for the commit. If I don't want to commit the file, whatever the changes I have done in the file, I want to restore the changes. I want to discard whatever I have done. I want to remove the changes, whatever I have done in the file. Then you can go for git restore command. Observe carefully. When I go for this db.yml file, this file is having some data. This file is having some data. Now let me close that file and let me execute git restore. Git restore db.yml. That's it. I have done git restore. When I do git restore, let us go to the db.yml and see what happened. What happened, guys? Whatever the changes I have done in the file, those changes are available. Those changes are not available. Whatever the changes I have done in the file, those changes are available or those changes not available? Those changes are not available. Now tell me, what is the purpose of git restore command? Now tell me, what is the purpose of git restore command? To discard file changes. Okay, to discard the changes. So whatever the new files you have, whatever the changes you made in the file, those changes you can discard by using this restore command. That means I made some changes to the file. Now I don't want to commit those changes. Then you can simply go for git restore. Now let me make the changes in the file again. Username, I'm going to configure it as some Ashok IT DB. Okay, password Ashok@123. I have added some data in my YML file. Now, let us check the status of our working tree. Git status. So what is the status of that file? Currently that file is in the red color. That means it is modified. We need to either commit the file or we need to discard the changes. If I execute add command, that file will be added to staging area. If I execute restore command, the changes made in the file will be removed. Whatever the changes I have made in the file, those changes will be removed. If I execute add command, changes will be added to staging. Are you able to understand what is the purpose of add command and restore command? Guys, are you able to understand the purpose of add command and restore command? Yes. Right? Now let me go for add. Git add db.yml. One file is available. I have added that file for the staging area. Let us go for git status. Now the file is added to staging area. Here you have your option. Git restore --staged file name to unstage the file. So earlier when I execute just to restore file name, that file changes will be discarded. When you execute git restore --staged file name, that is going to unstage the file. So currently the status of the file is staged. Now let me execute git restore --staged db.yml. Now that file is unstaged. Now check the status. The file is in the unstaged status. So here, if you execute just to restore with file name, changes will be discarded. If you execute restore --staged file name, that file will move from staging area to unstaging area. What is the difference between staging area and unstaging area? The files which you want to commit, add to the staging area. The files which you don't want to commit, keep them in the unstaging area. So, do you know how to stage the file and how to unstage the file? Guys, do you know how to stage the file and how to unstage the file? Yes. So now let me again stage the file. Git status. The currently The file is available in unstaged area. Let us stage that file git add db.yml. Now the file is staged. Check for the status. Yes. Yes, guys, now the file is in the staging area. Can we unstage that file? Guys, can we unstage that file? How can we unstage that file? By using restore --staged, we can unstage that file. Okay, now I want to commit. How to do the commit? Git commit -m updated YML data. Updated YML data. I have done the commit. Now let us check that git status. What happened? I have done one commit in the local. So when I execute the commit command, it will go to local repository. If I execute push, it will go to central repository. Okay, I have done one commit. But after that, I realized that whatever the commit I have done, it is not required. I need to make some more changes to that file. I want to make some more changes to the file. I have to remove the commit. How to undo the commit? I have done the commit now. I want to undo the commit. I want to remove my commit. To remove our commit, we are using a command git reset header -1. One commit I want to remove. Whatever the commit I have done, I want to remove one commit. For that, we will use git reset head1. That means one commit. If you want to remove two commits, git head2. If you want to remove three commits, head3. I want to remove one commit. Git reset head1. Unstaged changes after reset. I have done the git reset head1. Now check the git status here. Now what happened? The file came back to unstaging area. The file came back to unstaging area when I execute git reset head1. So now here, what happened? Am I able to undo my commit? Am I able to undo my commit? How we have done the commit undo? We have done the commit undo by using git reset. We have to undo the commit by using git reset command. Now the file is again in the staging area. Let us add that file. Git add -a git commit -m git commit -m YML properties added. Okay. Now let us do the status check. Now what happened? There is one commit in the local repository. Either you can undo the commit or you can push the commit. So how to undo the commit? If you want to undo the commit, then you are going to use git reset command. If you want to send the commit to the remote repository, git push command. So how to commit the changes? To commit the changes, we are using git push command. When I do the git push command, my changes are sent from local repository to remote repository. Now go here, refresh. Now you can check it. In the YML file, is our data updated or not? In the YML file, our data is updated or not? Our data is updated. We have done the commit and we have pushed our commit. So are you guys able to understand the commands we have used? Git restore command to discard the changes. Git reset command to undo a commit. To undo a commit, we can use git reset command. Now I have pushed my commit into remote repository. I have pushed my commit into remote repository. Then by mistake, if you have done the push, then how to revert our git push? How to revert our git push? By mistake, I have pushed my changes to the remote repository. Now I want to remove my changes from the remote repository. For that, we are going to use git revert option. Okay. What is the purpose of git revert? Git revert. To revert or to remove git push based on commit ID. Which commit you want to remove, or which push operation you want to remove from the remote repository. By mistake, I have pushed my changes to the remote. Now I want to remove the changes which I have pushed to the remote. For that, we are going to use git revert command. What is the purpose of revert? Git revert command is used to remove the changes which we have pushed to the remote repository. Now, you check it here. You check it here. We have pushed YML file properties added 2 minutes ago. This is our commit ID. Whenever you do a commit, for every commit, one commit ID will be generated. Now, so this is our recent commit ID we have done. Go to this commit ID. You can see that in this commit, two changes we have done in the file. What are those two changes we have done in the file? Username and password. Let me show you clearly once again. db.yml, edit that file. Now I am adding username, password, and driver. Okay. I'm adding some driver as Oracle driver. Some name, just dummy data I'm adding in the file. I have modified that file. Now let us store this commit. Let us commit this file and push to remote repository. Git status. The file is in the unstaged area, that is modified. Git add -a. The file is added to staging area. Git status. Yes, the file is added to staging area. Then let us do the commit. Okay, let us do the commit. Git commit -m, driver name added. Driver name I have added. Commit. Then do the git push. I'm pushing that change into remote repository. When I push my change into remote repository, you can check it. One commit ID will be generated. This is our commit ID. Okay. And this is the message, commit message I have given. In the db.yml, I have added the driver. So go to this, click on this commit ID. When you click on this commit ID, it is showing the clearly what are the changes we have done. Earlier it is having only password. Now, after the password, the driver is also added. After the password, the driver is also added. So based on the commit ID, we can see that what are the changes we have pushed to that remote repository. So whatever the driver I have added to the remote repository, if you see the file in the remote, you can check that. The driver line is pushed to the remote. Now I want to remove the change what I have committed. So this is the commit ID which we have done, recent commit. Recent commit is available with the commit ID. Now I want to revert my commit. If you want to undo the commit, commit means it will go to local. If you want to remove the commit from the local, git reset command we have seen. Now my commit is pushed to the remote. I want to remove the push operation. That's where we are going to use git revert. To revert git push based on the commit ID. All right. Now let me do the git revert. I have committed now. I have pushed git revert and ID. What is your commit ID? Take this commit ID and give it here. Git revert commit ID. Waiting for the editor to close the file. So whenever I execute git revert commit ID, this is the commit ID which is generated for that. It is asking why you want to do the revert. Why you want to do the revert. You give some message here, or else simply you can press escape :Q. That will be closed. That's it. Now we have done the revert. Git status. Now, whatever the revert operation we have done, that is in the commit stage. That is in the commit stage. Now go to our remote repository. Go to our remote repository. Now you see the file is available now. So that is in the commit stage. Now you do git push. So whatever the changes you have pushed, we have reverted and we have pushed again. Now go to refresh here. Now when I do the refresh, what happened? The driver is removed from the remote repository or not? The driver is removed from the remote repository. So whenever you want to revert the push, so here I have done the status. I have reverted. After reverted, then I need to do the commit. So that whatever the changes we committed previously, those commit changes will be removed from the remote repository. Revert plus commit. You need to do that. Guys, are you able to understand how to undo the commit and how to revert git changes? Come on, guys. You understand this? You understand this? How to do the commit and how to do the revert. I will show you revert operation once again. Now, here, let me go to that file, db.yml, open that file. So password is available. Let me add dialect. Okay. I'm adding dialect as MySQL dialect. I'm adding dialect as a MySQL dialect. All right. So now let us observe carefully, guys. I'm showing you once again all the operations. Git status. What is the meaning of git status? What is the meaning of git status? It is showing me the status of our working tree. There is one file in the modified state. I want to commit that file. There are two options. You can add the file to staging or you can discard the changes by using restore. I want to commit this file. Git add file name. If you have single file to add, you can give add file name. If you have multiple files, you can go for -a or you can go for a dot also. Anything is fine. Git add space dot. That file is added to staging area. How to check it? Git status. Yes, the file is in the staging area. Can we unstage that file also? Can we unstage that file also? Yes. By using restore --staged file name, you can unstage the file. If you want to commit it, then git commit -m dialect added. Dialect added. I have committed that file. Now you can check the status for that. Git status, we have done one commit. You can undo the commit or you can publish your commit. If you want to undo the commit, then we can go for git reset head -1. If you execute this, then unstaged changes after reset. So that file, the commit, whatever we have done, that got removed. You can check the status, git status. Now you see the file is came to unstaged area. Okay, now again commit it. Git commit -m dialect added. Now the file is added to the commit. Sorry, the file is should be added. Git add dot, then git commit -m dialect added. Now the commit happened. Git status. So there is one commit. We have seen how to undo the commit. To undo the commit, git reset head command we are using to undo the commit. Now I want to push it. Git push. Observe. When I do the git push, dialect change will be added to our remote repository. Now go to our remote repository. Our dialect class is added to remote repository. Our dialect class is added to remote repository. So now, if you see here, just now we have pushed our change. So for every commit, one commit ID will be available. It is pushed to remote repository. db.yml dialect property is added. Now I want to remove this change. Whatever I have committed, what I want to revert. To do the revert, take the commit ID which you want to revert. Okay. So if you go to your commits history, you can understand that. The total there are 6 commits available. This is the recent commit ID. You can take this commit ID and you can do the revert of that commit. How to do this? Git revert commit ID. Just right click and paste it. When you execute git revert command, it will open a editor. It will open a editor. Now you just need to press :Q. That means that file will be closed. It is asking whenever you are doing a revert, it is asking why you want to do the revert. If you want to simply close the editor, :Q command you can execute. Then I have closed it. Now verify git status. Now that is in the local repository. Whatever I have pushed to the remote repository, now I came back to local. Now do the git push. I have reverted my changes. That's it. So whatever the push I have done, those changes got reverted. Those changes are reverted. Go to db.yml. You can see that whatever the dialect property is added, the dialect property is reverted. Reverted dialect added. So I am able to remove the changes which I have committed by mistake. I'm able to remove the changes which I have committed by mistake. Are you clear? Okay. Now git status. Nothing. Working tree is clean. So everything, whatever the changes we have done, those changes also removed from our local completely. We have done the reward. With this, are you able to understand what is git restore command? What is reset command? What is revert command? Restore to discard the changes and to unstage the files. To discard the changes and to unstage the file. Okay. If you use just git restore file, it will be unstaging. It will be discarding the changes. If you use git restore --staged file name, what this command will do? This command will discard the changes. If it is in the unstaging area, what this command will do? It will unstage the file. Then what is the reset command? You can do that git reset head ~1. It is used to undo the commit. Then how to do the git revert? To do the git revert, we will use git revert commit ID. You can find that commit ID in the GitHub repository. Whatever the commit you have done, which you want to remove, for that you can go for git revert commit ID. Then that commit will be reverted from the GitHub repository. Whatever the commit you have done, that commit you can revert by using commit ID. So when you want to add the files to the staging area, you can add the particular file by using file name. Okay. Or you can add one file, all the files by using ~a. Or you can add all the files by using dot. Here, git config. We have already seen how to work with the config command. So we can configure our name and email in the git bash like this. And we can verify the configuration using list option. Then git init command, directly git init. So if you execute a command like this, it will create .git folder. Git add command to add the files to the staging area. Git status to check the staging area details. Git commit to send the files from the staging area to local repository. When you are doing a git commit -m message, commit message. Why are you doing that commit? You need to give the reason for that. Commit message. Git push command to send the files from the local repository to remote repository. Git restore command to discard the changes and to unstage that file. This is used to discard the changes. This is used to unstage the file. Git reset to undo a local commit. To undo a local commit. Git revert to revert git push. To revert git push based on the commit ID. To revert git changes from remote repo based on the commit ID. We are going to use revert command. Are you guys clear? Are you guys clear with this? The next one, guys, there is a command called git log to display commit history. What all the commits we have done, that commit history we can get it by using git log command. Okay, so go to this git bash and execute git log command. When you execute the git log command, it is showing me the commit history. Who committed, when committed, why committed, and commit ID. What committed. Everything you can access by using git log command. Git log command will give us the git commit history. Who, when, why, what, where. All that information we can monitor by using log command. And the next one, we are having git rm command git rm to remove files from remote repo. So there is a file which I don't want in the remote repo now. I want to remove the file from the remote repository. To remove the file from the remote repository, we can use git rm command. To remove the files from the remote repository, we can use the git rm command. Now you see here, db.yml file is available. I want to remove that file. db.yml file is available. I want to remove that file. Okay. If I delete directly from in my system, right click, delete. What will happen? It is deleted only in my local. It is deleted only in my local. But in the remote, that file will be available. I want to remove the file from the remote repository also. So for that, what we need to do? For that, we are going to use a command called git rm db.yml. Right? Once you have done the rm, you check the status. File is deleted from the local and it is staged by default. Whenever you execute git rm file name, the file is deleted from the local and that file is staged for the commit. Then how to do that commit? Git commit -m dbyml delete. dbyml deleted. Then do the git push. Then that file will be deleted from the remote repository. In order to delete a file, you need to execute rm command. Then you need to do the commit. Then you need to do the push. Then only that file will be removed from the remote repository. Now you see db.yml file removed from the remote repository. Are you able to understand how we have removed a file? Are you guys able to understand how we have removed a file? First, we have executed git rm command. So when I execute git rm command, the file is removed and added to staging area. I have done the git status check. The file is in the deleted state. It is added to staging area. Then git commit. The file is committed to staging area. I committed to local repository. After that, I have done the git push. When I do the git push, the push operation publish it to remote repository. Then the file is removed from the remote repository. Now you can see that commit ID. You can see that commit ID, the db.yml file that is removed. That is removed. Are you clear? If the file is removed, is it removed permanently? No, we have the backup. Do we have the backup of that? Yes, backup is available. Okay. Now in the remote repository, that file is not available, but we will have the backup for that. Where that backup will be available? When you go for its commit ID, we can see the backup. All right, guys. So you understand what is a commit and what is a push and what is rm. Look at the commands here. Git rm to remove the files from remote repo. Read the commands once we discuss. As of now, git bash commands to perform operations with the git repository. Look at this diagram. Able to understand the diagram? Yeah. Now look at the commands that we have executed as of now. We executed git config command. It is used to configure our name and email. Git init command, which is used to initialize our working tree. Git add command to add the files to staging area. Git status command to check staging area details or to check working area status, to check git working tree status. Git status command to check the git working tree status. Git commit command to send the files from staging area to local repository. Git push command to send the files from the local repository to remote repository. Git restore command to discard the changes and to unstage the file. This command is used to discard the changes. This command is used to unstage the file. How to do the git commit undo? By using git reset command, we can do the commit undo commit. First commit if you want to undo 1, second commit if you want to undo 2, third commit if you want to undo 3. Like this, you can change the number. How to do the git revert? For every commit one, commit ID will be available. So for every commit one, commit ID will be available. Which commit you want to revert, you can do that by using git revert. What is git log? Git log is used to display our commit history. Git rm to remove the files from the remote repository. Git rm command to remove the files from the remote repository. And here we can see one problem here, guys. Currently my project is available. Suppose if I compile my project by using cmd, I'm going to compile my project, Maven project, mvn clean package. I'm doing mvn clean package. Okay. When I do mvn clean package, the project will be compiled and will be packaged. Where that compiled code will be stored, the compiled code will be stored into our target directory. Compiled code will be stored into target directory. You see here, for our project, target directory is available. Now, if I do git status, what it is showing me? Target directory it is showing me. But do we need to commit the target directory to the remote repository, or we should not commit the target directory to the remote repository? Guys, come on. Do we need to commit the target directory to the remote repository, or we should not commit the target directory to the remote repository? Guys, do we need to commit the target directory to the remote repository, or we should not commit the target directory to the remote repository? We should not commit the target directory to the remote repository. Why? Because the target directory contains bytecode and jar file. That's not required. Whenever we are deploying our application, always we need to compile and package our project with the latest code. So that's why, remember, in the Git repositories, we will never store the target directories. If you want, you can store it, but it's not required. In the real time, we don't do that. We don't store the target directory in the remote repository. Then how to tell the Git to ignore the target directory? Hey Git, you don't consider the target. We don't need that. We don't need that. If any changes happen to the target also, you don't consider the target directory. We don't want to commit the target directory. How we need to tell to the Git to ignore the target directory? That's where we are going to use one file in the repository, which is called .git ignore file. What is that file, guys? .git ignore file I am going to use. What is the purpose of .git ignore file? .git ignore file is used to specify which files and folders we want to ignore from our commits. We want to ignore from our working tree. So I don't want to commit some files and folders to the remote repository. Such a kind of files and folders we can configure in the .git ignore file. So currently, when I'm executing git status command, then what is happening? When I execute git status command, you can see target directory is available, git ignore file is available. What is this target? target contains our bytecode. I don't want to commit this target. Then I need to specify in the ignore file. Okay, open .git ignore file and specify I don't want to commit a target. I don't want to commit target. I have specified it. Now let us clear this and let us check the git status. Now check it. Is the target coming as a modified or newly created file? Is it displaying the target for the commits, or it is not displaying the target for the commits? It is not displaying the target for the commit. Let us remove from the git ignore file. I removed from the git ignore. Now target is coming. So here, when I add all the files, target also will be added to staging area. Target also will be committed. But generally, we don't need to commit the target because target contains only classes and when we are storing our code into the remote repositories, we don't store the target. How to tell the git to ignore the target? By using .git ignore. In the .git ignore, I'm specifying the target directory. I'm specifying the target directory. So here, you go here and check the status of the working tree. Git status. Is it showing the target directory for commit, or it is not showing the target directory for the commit? Is it showing target directory for the commit, or it is not showing the target directory for the commit? Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Yes. Now let us commit our git ignore file. Git add -a, git commit -m, added git ignore file, added git ignore file, git push. Now in every git repository, git ignore file will be available. What is git ignore file? It is used to exclude some files and folders from our working tree. Now go to our remote repository. Now in our remote repository, you can see along with the src and pom.xml, we are having .git ignore also. Now when you compile your project or when you package your project, the target directory will be there, but the target directory will not come into our consideration. Git is not going to consider the target directory for the commit. Why I am telling is, if you create any Maven project from the IDE, if you create any Maven project from the IDE, let me show you. We have created one Spring Boot project. In this Spring Boot project, you see .class path, .project, Maven, help.md, .settings, .mvn. So tell me, do we need to commit all these files to our Git repository? Is it required? You check it here. Only src pom.xml required. The remaining supporting files we no need to keep in the remote repository. Target directory we no need to keep. .settings folder we no need to keep. .project folder we no need to keep. Help.md we no need to keep. So such a kind of files and folders we can exclude by using .git ignore. So in the .git ignore, what are the files and folders you want to exclude? Those things will be available. Target directory, help.md, .class path, .project, .settings. If you go for IntelliJ IDEA, .idea folder will be created. If you go for VS Code, .vs Code folder will be created. All these things, all these files and folders, we don't want to commit to the remote repository. That's why they will be configured in the .git ignore file. So I hope you understand what is .git ignore. You understand what is .git ignore file in Git repo? It is used to configure the files and folders which we want to ignore from our working tree so that those files will not be committed. This file is used .git ignore. .git ignore is a simple text file without any extension. Without any extension. File name, you just keep the file name as .git ignore. That's it. What is .git ignore file? .git ignore is a simple text file without any extension. File name. This is used to configure. This is used to configure files and folders which we want to ignore, from our working tree. So that those files and folders will not consider for commit. Example, target dot class path dot settings, etc. Are you guys clear with my point? What is .git ignore? .git ignore is a simple text file without any extension. That file name will be .git ignore. There is no extension for that file. What is the purpose of .git ignore file? This is used to configure files and folders which we want to ignore from our working tree so that those files and folders will not consider for our commit. Example, target directory, .class path file, .settings file, .idea file, .idea, etc. Such kind of files, such kind of folders, we are not going to commit. Such kind of files, such kind of folders, we are not going to commit to the repository. Such kind of files we are going to configure in the .git ignore directory. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? What is .git ignore? Guys, for sometimes, if .git ignore is not considering, if it is not working, if .git ignore is not working, then delete git bash cache using below command. What is that command? .git remove git rm --cache. Sometimes even though if you configure the target in the git ignore, if it is not considering, then you need to remove that cache, git rm --cache. Okay, then .git ignore will work. So in some systems, because of the cache, the .git ignore is not going to work. Then you need to remove the cache from that. Git rm --cache, no path specific was given. Which files should I remove? Git rm --cache all. Not removing recursively without or. Git rm --cache, you can remove the cache which is available in the GitHub. Or else you can check it here how to remove git bash cache. Git cache remove. Git cache clear. Git rm command with the --cached option. Git rm --cached. Git rm clear git local cache. For this git rm --cached .git ignore. Git rm -r cached space dot. Whatever the cache is there in the git bash, you can clear it. Yes. Now the cache is cleared from our system. Okay. So this command you can use to clear the cache from your git, right? Git rm -r -cached dot. If .git ignore is not working, then delete git bash cache, then delete git local cache using below command. So some people, even after adding the target directory in the git ignore, it will show in the git status. At that time, you need to remove your git local cache. To remove your git local cache, we can go for git rm -r -cached space dot. Are you guys clear with my point? What is .git ignore file? .git ignore is a simple text file without any extension. Okay. File name will be .git ignore. This is used to configure files and folders which we want to ignore from our working tree so that those files and folders will not consider for the commit. These files and folders. If .git ignore is not working, then delete git local cache using below command. Git rm -r --cached space dot, so that the cache will be cleared, then your git ignore will work. Okay, good. Fine. Next one. Sir, here our repository is already available in the GitHub. Our repository already available in the GitHub. Our project is already running in the company. We joined in the middle of the project. So you no need to create the new repository in the company. You joined in the company and the project is already going on. You need to take the project from remote repository to your local. So for that, you can take the repository URL and go to git bash. You take the repository URL and you go to git bash and you can execute one command called git to clone command. What is that, guys? Git to clone command with the repository URL. Currently, if you see in my folder, nothing is available. My git practice folder is empty. I'm executing a command git clone repository URL. So what is the purpose of git clone repository URL? It is cloning the repository from remote to local. You understand what is git clone command is doing now? Guys, you understand what is git clone is doing now? What git clone has done now? Git clone has removed, git clone has done repository download. So the repository is available in the remote location, github.com. From the remote repository, from the GitHub, I want to download the repository to my local. For that, I'm using git clone command. What is the purpose of git clone? Git clone command is used to download the repository from remote to our local. Are you clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? What is the purpose of clone command? Clone command is used to download the repository from remote to our local. Now, here guys, I have downloaded the repository. After I have downloaded the repository, somebody has done modifications to the repository. They have modified some changes. They have done some modifications in the project. Instead of compiler source 1.7, they added it as a 1.8. Source 1.8, target also 1.8. Currently 1.7 is available as a source and target. Somebody modified in the repository 1.7 to 1.8 and commit the changes. Done the commit. Somebody has done the commit to the Git repository. They change it from 1.7 to 1.8 version. They have done the commit just now. Pom.xml they modified. Go to pom.xml. When you go to pom.xml, then what happened? The changes are there. Compilation 1.8. Compiler source version, target version is 1.8. But if you see in my local pom.xml, what version is available? In my local pom.xml, 1.7 version is available. So that means, do I have updated code in my local? Do I have updated code in my local? Currently, I don't have updated code in my local. Repository already I have cloned. But after I have cloned my repository, some team members from the different location committed the changes to the remote repository. How to take the latest code from the remote repository? If you want to take the complete repository from remote to local, then we will go for git to clone command. If you want to take complete repository from the remote to local, we are going to use git to clone command. Now, I want to take only latest changes from the remote to local. Then go inside the project, cd space Ashok IT. So always we need to execute the commands within the project directory. Now, I'm going to execute git to pull command. First, if you see git status, my working tree is clean. Everything is up to date. Now, I want to take only latest code changes. To take only latest code changes, we will go for git pull command. What is the purpose of git pull command? Git pull command is used to take only latest code change, other team members changes from the remote. Now, clone command is used to take the complete repository from remote to local. So I have taken the repository to my local I'm working on. So yesterday night, some people committed their changes to the remote repository. In order to take the changes from the remote repository to the local, we are going to use git pull command. What is the purpose of git pull? Git pull is used to download only latest changes from the remote repository to our local. Now go to our file. After done the pull, now I think this is having some cache. Now, am I able to get the changes? In the remote repository, the version updated from 1.7 to 1.8. So when I execute git pull command, am I able to get the latest changes to my local also? Yes. Now tell me, what is the difference between git clone command and git pull command? What is the purpose of git clone command and git pull command? What is the purpose of git clone command and git pull command? Git clone to download remote repo using repo URL. Okay, the syntax is git clone and repo URL. What is the purpose of git clone command? Git clone command is used to download remote repository using repo URL. To download remote repo to local using repo URL. Git pull to download latest changes from remote to local. Okay, you just want to take the latest changes. Already you have taken the repository using clone command. Clone command is going to clone the repository URL. Once you clone the repository URL, then you can pull the latest changes from the remote to local. To pull the latest changes from the remote to local, we can go for git pull command. We can go for git pull command. Look at this difference. Right. Okay, guys, good. Git clone and git pull. Git clone to download the remote repository to local repo. Git pull to download the latest changes from the remote repository to local. And let's observe some other changes. Okay. Now go to our IDE. Sorry, not IDE. Directly go to our Java file. I am making some changes in my Java file. Okay. So this is my file. I'm making some changes to my Java file. Welcome to Ashok IT. Now go to our Git bash. In this, open Git bash. Let us check the status of working tree. Git status working tree. You can see my file is modified. Okay. And in the repository, other team members also working. Okay. They are modifying the pom.xml. They are also doing some changes in the remote repository. Assume that they change it from 1.8 to, they change it to 7, from 1.8 to 17. Commit the changes. Okay, two people are working parallelly. Assume that. I am working on the Java file. someone is working on the pom.xml. That person already pushed his change to the pom.xml. The commit happened recently. Just now, somebody has done the commit from our team. So I'm working from Hyderabad. My team member working from Bangalore. That Bangalore developer has pushed the code into remote repository. I'm still working on my Java file. My changes also completed. Who is done the first push, guys? Who has done the first push? I'm working on the Java file. My team member working on the pom.xml. Who has done the first push? Bangalore developer has done the first push. Now, I have done the code changes to my file. Git status. The file is modified. Okay. They made the change in the pom.xml. I made the change in the Java file. Now let me check it. Git add -a. Git commit -m. Java file modified. Java file modified. Now I want to check the status. Now my commit is in the local. Now I want to push my commit. So am I doing the push first or my Bangalore developer has done the push first? Who has done the push first? Hyderabad developer has done the code push first or Bangalore developer has done the code push first? Bangalore developer has done the code push first. Now let me try doing git push. When I do the git push, is it accepting my git push or it is rejecting my git push? Guys, is it accepting my git push or it is not accepting my git push? Is it accepting my push or it is not accepting my push? It is not accepting my push. Can you see why it is not accepting? Can you read the reason? Can you read the reason why it is not accepting our push? Git push, it is rejected. Failed to push, updates were rejected because the remote contains the work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same reference. That means, boss, before you are doing the git push, somebody already has done the git push. So first you take the latest code from the remote, then you push your changes. Are you guys getting my point? Whenever you are doing a git push, before your push, if somebody already pushed, you need to take the pull, then only you can do the push. So that means whenever you are doing a good push, always you need to have latest code in your local. When you are trying to do the git push, always you need to have the latest code in your local. How to get the latest code into our local? To get the latest code into our local, we are going to use git pull command. To get the latest code, I need to use git clone command or I need to use git pull command. To get the latest code, I need to use clone command or I need to use pull command. I need to use pull command because already we have a repository. So this is common problem because every day multiple team members will be working on the repository. Multiple people will do the git commits and git push. So whenever you are doing a git push, if you get this problem, that means somebody already pushed their code into remote repository. We need to pull first. We need to take the latest code first, then we can try our push. Are you guys clear? Good. Now let us take the latest code using git pull command. Now I got the latest code with the git pull command. Now my commit is available in the local. Let us do my commit to the central. Get push. Now I am pushing my changes. So earlier my push is rejected because before my push, somebody already done the push. Then I have executed pull. I got the latest code. Then I have pushed my changes to the remote. Are you guys able to follow me? What is the difference between push and pull? Push is used to send the changes from the local to remote. Pull to take the latest changes from the remote to local. Clone, clone command is used to download the complete repository from remote to local. So whenever you are doing a git push, there is a chance of getting the problem. It may reject your push. When in which scenario our push will be rejected? Not only happy path, we need to see the problem scenarios also, because these kind of problems are very common when we are working in the integrated development environment. That means multiple team members will be available. Multiple developers will be working on the same project. When multiple team members working on the same project, getting this kind of issue is very common, because every day multiple people will be writing the code. They will be doing the commits and they will be doing the push operations. When you are doing the push, sometimes it may accept successfully, sometimes it may reject your push. In which scenario it will reject? In which scenario we will get our push will be rejected? If we don't have the latest code in our local, whatever is there in the remote, if we don't have in the local, then that push will be rejected. So when the push is rejected, you no need to roll down on the floor and cry. If your push is rejected, you no need to roll down on the floor and cry for that. Simply, you need to take the latest code using pull command. Then you need to push your code into the remote repository. So now tell me, without having the knowledge on these Git operations, can you survive in the company as a fresher? As a fresher, do you think that can you work in the project without having knowledge on these tools? Not possible, impossible, because as a fresher or as an experienced person, daily you need to work with the coding. Daily you need to write the code, you need to modify the code, you need to push your code, you need to pull the latest code. So these are tools not only for the freshers, these are tools for freshers as well as for experienced people. In the initial days of our course, some people asked me, sir, I am a fresher, do I need to learn the project development? Now tell me, without having this knowledge, can you survive in the job? Can you work in the company as a developer without having this knowledge? No. Do you think that in the company, your team lead will teach you all these commands? Your manager, do you think that your manager will teach you all these commands once you join in the company as a fresher? Do you think that your manager will teach you all these commands once you join in the company? As can you tell, I'm a fresher, I don't know how to work with Git? Nobody will teach you. So that is the reason this course will help you not only to get the job, this course will help you to survive in the job. You can do the work on your own. The main aim of our Java real-time project course to make you people independent programmers. You no need to ask anyone help in the company to complete your task. You should know all this stuff. You should know everything. You should help the people in the team if they stuck with some problem. At that level, we are going to learn the concept. Whatever I'm doing in my project with my 10 years experience, everything I'm discussing in this Java project course. So you need to feel lucky because you joined for the best course in the market. So you will get the best content. You need to feel proud for this because you are learning complete real-time training, how the developers will work in the company with experience, how experienced developers will do the tasks in the company, that we are going to learn. Completed development, back-end, front-end, testing, tools, everything. As I told you, sir, after this course, happily you can keep 3 to 4 years, 3 to 3.5 years of experience. You can say that I have 3.5 years experience in the Java full stack development. That much knowledge you will get, that much confidence also you are going to get. That is guaranteed from my side. And do you know, recently, from the last project batch, one student got the job with a 13.5 lakhs package with the experience. I will share his poster also. And 4, 5, 6 people got the job as a fresher. They are from the Java project. They tried as a fresher. They got the job as a fresher. Few people tried with experience. One person got selected in the company and he got 13.5 lakhs package. I will share their details in our group today. Okay, so you should also keep that in mind and you need to do the practice properly. Clear? Now I'm going to upload these notes in the portal so that you guys can do the practice today. I want all of you to do practice today. Don't neglect your practice, guys. Don't neglect your practice. If you don't do the practice, then there is no use of attending these classes. If you don't do the practice, there is no use of attending these classes. On daily basis, you need to complete the practice. Whatever I'm discussing in the class, same thing you need to practice after our class is completed. I no need to tell you, please do the practice, please do the practice. It is your responsibility. Samjha? All right. Now, anybody having any questions? So you can raise your hand in the Zoom so that I will give option to unmute your mic and you can ask your questions. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Sai. What is your question? Notes is already updated in the website, guys. So you can go through the notes for the practice. Sai, what is your question?
So my question is, what are roles for pair programming? I was raising some roles for pair programming as a Java developer. So how
Sir,
those
roles and responsibilities, I will explain that. So do you have any question from today's class? That is, we are going to discuss.
So today's class.
Good. Yeah. Teja, what is your doubt?
Yeah, hi sir. Could you please explain cherry pick and git stash and conflicts, how to resolve?
Yes, sir. Yes. So Git is not yet completed. We are going to work on the Git for next 2 days. So you will understand those topics, how to work with conflicts, how to work with the branches, how to do the branch merging by using pull request. Okay.
Yeah.
We will discuss that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell me. Next one, Krishna. What is your doubt?
Hi, sir. Actually, for example, if we have multiple files, sir, that time, for example, 5 files are there. Out of 5 files, only 3 files I want to make it staged. So that time, how
you need to do that git add file name space file name space file name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more thing, sir. Usually in real time, we will create a from main report to private, some private branch we will create that will also going to cover us, sir, upcoming classes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Ashwini, what is your doubt?
Yeah, it's related to installation of Maven. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Yeah, Ashwini, you can share your screen now.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, I can see.
So if you see the structure of Maven, previously I kept it on the C drive only, but that time it wasn't working. So I kept it inside the program files. So in Apache Maven is in the program files. And if I go to the command prompt, so if I'm checking the version and all those things, I have set the path according to the C drive program files only. So it is showing me the version and all those things. And if I want to create a project, I need to create the project inside this bin only.
No,
then
close the command. Close the command prompt. Go to your environment variables and show me.
Yeah, currently it is in the program files only, but if I change it
No,
to
Java
only see,
path is wrong. Can you remove that Java path? Delete the Java path.
okay.
That is not the way to add the path. Maven path is also wrong. Delete it. Now go to path. There only scroll down. You can see the path above. Scroll slowly. Scroll up. Yeah, there is a path, right? Edit that. Here you need to add the Java path and Maven path. You have done the path setup incorrect.
Okay, fine.
I have given the video also. Please go through that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, next one. The people who are having doubts, raise your hand in the Zoom so that I will give the option to unmute. Akshay, what is your question? You can unmute your mic.
Ashok sir, I understood everything about that git init command. I never used that. Git init means exactly what happened. Current rate initialize.
Sir, when you want to create a new repository in your local, then we will use git init. If you are already working on the existing project, git init is not required. Okay. So in your project now, you have cloned the existing repository, then git init is not required. Suppose if you want to create a new project, if you want to push into the repository, then git init you are going to use. All right. Now, remaining people who are having the doubts, can you unmute your mic and you can speak out?
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, generally we will do all the things in the Eclipse or IntelliJ ID, right? We won't do like this, right?
Sir, there are multiple ways. It's not like some people will do it from Eclipse, some people will do from the CLI. It's up to you. I'm more comfortable with the CLI, and I will show you how to do these operations from IDE also.
Hi, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, if I made some changes in my local machine and I did not take the pull and I push the code and I'll get the error. And if I take the pull again, so sometime what happens that whatever the changes I have made in my local, they get vanished. So
that is called conflict problem, sir. Tomorrow we are going to learn that topic.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, sir, is it recommended to make the code changes directly in the repository, sir? Like you did, right? You made changes in the repository.
It's not recommended, sir. Just to show you the demo, I have done that. We don't do that operation direct.
Okay. Every time we push it, sir. We push, right?
Every time we will do in the local. We will test it. If it is working, then only we push it.
Thank you.
To show the demo directly, I have done the push in the remote repository. In the real time, we don't do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Are you also going to teach Git by using Git Bash GUI and Eclipse?
Yes, sir. I will show you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, we can ignore any file. Git ignore.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, we can ignore any file from GitHub. .git ignore.
You can do that. Yes, we will generally we will do for the target directories and class path settings and all that stuff.
Good morning, Ashok sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, my question is regarding the installation. So yesterday I was trying to install Git software, but I was unable to install. So let me share my screen, sir.
1 minute, sir. What is your name?
Gunjan.
Yeah, Gunjan. Share it.
Can I ask you questions? Sir. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I'm getting disabled.
Can I ask one question, sir?
1 minute, sir. Gunjan is sharing his screen now. Let us solve his problem first.
Sir, I'm getting disabled share option or host
No.
disabled.
You joined from 2 devices. Yeah, you can share now.
Yes, now I'm able to. Sir, I'm getting this error installing.
Okay. It is going on. Na? It will take time.
It's stuck, sir. At last, it's stuck.
Close करके फिर से install करो. गुंजन इसको स्टॉप करके फिर से इंस्टॉल करना.
सर हमने तो कई बार किया सर, नाइट में हमने ट्राई किया, अभी भी हमने किया लेकिन नहीं हो रहा सर. अभी कर रहा हूँ, जस्ट 1 minute सर.
Yeah, meanwhile, any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, I am facing build path issue in my both Eclipse and STS. I try everything, but problem not solved. Can you take?
Yeah, we'll check it.
No, sir.
Yeah, hi guys. Any questions theoretically, guys? Anyone?
I have one question, sir.
Yeah, please.
So, what is the difference between RM command and revert command?
What is the difference between RM command
RM
and
command and revert command, sir?
RM command means directly deleting the file from the remote repository. Revert command means whatever the changes we have recently pushed, only those changes we are going to revert.
In that case, we are not removing the file. We are just removing the code what we have modified.
Yes, right. That's it. Revert means just we are removing the changes. RM means removing the complete file.
And simply git ignore file that you have written. It is a file or it is an extension, because you have provided dot before the git ignore name.
Sir, dot means that is called ignore. I mean, dot means hidden file, sir. So that is the syntax we need to follow. The file name should start with the dot. That extension should not be there for that file.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hello. Hi, Amut.
After using the revert and
your noise is not clear for me.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, I am facing build path issue Eclipse and STS both. I try everything, but not solve problem.
One minute, Ravi Kumar. Let him complete.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Can you explain difference between the restore head 1 and head 2, sir?
Head 1 means first commit, whatever the recent commit you have done, it will undo. Head 2 means whatever the second commit, previous commit which you have, it will undo that commit. Number represents which commit you want to undo. If you have done 3 commits, right, then which commit you want to undo? Third commit or first commit or second commit? That one you can do it.
Sir, head 1 means latest update.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, it's
yeah,
running post install script. It's stuck from here.
Running post install script. Please wait while setup installs on your Git computer. आप कौन सा वाला डाउनलोड किया भाई?
Sir, Git 2.4.2.0.
No. Go to that github.git.scm.
This one.
Both portable installer or standalone installer 32-bit or 64-bit कौन सा वाला डाउनलोड किया? एक बार वेबसाइट पे जाओ.
64.
आपका मशीन 64 ही है ना?
Yes, sir.
Git SCM. Yeah, last but one.
Sir, I have downloaded from right side. Option is there, no? Download option right side. Yeah, I have downloaded from here. Download for Windows 2.4.
Click on that. Click on that. Download for Windows.
This one.
Download the 64-bit Windows setup. Yeah, click it again. There are no special settings, man. It's just downloading and installing. पता नहीं क्यों नहीं हो रहा.
Sir, this is Madhav.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, there is a remove the files means git.rm, right? If we want to remove the multiple file means which
Your voice
command we
is
need to
breaking.
use? Single
Your
file
voice
name we
is
need to
breaking.
give, right?
Your voice is
Hello.
breaking, sir.
Now it is clear.
Yes.
So I'm
Yeah, sure.
installing this one, new one.
Install the new one, Gunjan.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that one.
Hello, sir. Amol this side.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Amol. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Whenever I'm using a push command, then I get a problem that is it shows me could not resolve the host at
We will check it,
github.com.
sir. Let me complete.
Okay,
One by one, I will solve.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. After performing the Ravat and RM commands, we must use commit and push command, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, sir. I created one Spring Boot application and I added a Lambok dependency. So after adding Lambok dependency, in that Pojo class, I added @ annotation and all argument
Priyanka,
construct.
I will explain you Lombok setup. Okay.
Yes, sir. But it shows me error in the control class and it shows me that error.
For currently you remove the Lombok annotations, you generate the setters and getters.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
will,
that time
I will
it will work.
discuss.
It will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lombok setup, I will explain you.
Okay. I remove the dependency and I write all setter getters and constructor.
Right.
That time
Gunjan,
it will.
yeah, sure Priyanka, I will explain you how to set up the Lombok. गुंजन, आपका सिस्टम में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है भाई, आपका सिस्टम रीस्टार्ट करके एक बार ट्राई कर लेना. Okay, if not then ping in the group, I will do. आपका सिस्टम में इंस्टॉल नहीं हो, एक बार सिस्टम रीस्टार्ट करके ट्राई कर लो.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi Ravi.
Yes, sir.
What is your issue?
Sir, build path issue coming from Eclipse and STS both.
Share your screen.
Okay, sir. Screen.
Ravi, I can't see your screen.
It's not showing, sir. Share option window.
There is a share screen option आपको मिला.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is Eclipse.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir,
I can see only website, man. Share it again.
One second.
You need to share the complete screen, not just one window. Whenever you click on share option, there will be a whiteboard. Before the whiteboard, share screen option will be there that you need to select.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now, okay, sir.
Yes. Now go to your IDE. Show me the problem.
Yes, sir. Showing build path specific execution environment Java something.
Your project is not created properly, sir. Can you create the project again?
Sir, I tried 3 and 4 time in both STS and Eclipse as well, but not both IDs showing same thing. And I
Can you do
install.
that?
Okay, sir.
Can you? Which version of Java you installed in your system?
JTK 17, sir.
Can you show me in the command prompt Java version?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now create the project in the STS. क्या हुआ?
Module.
दे दो admin module and select that create simple project.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Finish.
Finish.
Yes.
Yeah. It created, no?
But sir, problem was coming na build path specific.
That is just warning. That's not a problem. You can ignore. And right click on the project. It is saying that build path execution environment 1.7. There are no JREs installed in the workspace that are strictly compatible. Go to build path. Your Java setup issue is there. Your IDE is not able to recognize the Java.
So what to do, sir?
No. Go to that project which you have created, that whatever the module you created. Where is that module?
Yes, sir. This one.
This will be no. Show me that module 1 second. I'll go to build path. Configure that build path. Select that JRE. Edit that. Select alternate JRE. Yeah, click on finish. You need to change the Java version for your project. And why are you using Eclipse? This Eclipse is very old, man.
Sir, STS also showing same, na? There is this is STS.
This is also. Can you right click on that project, build path?
Yes, sir.
Not that one. This second one. Anything? Yeah. No, that is a parent project.
Okay.
Right click on that Spring app.
Yeah, payment. Yes, this is payment and build path. Sir, showing the no action available.
Last one, third, that you can't right click on that build path. There is a payment separate project is created. The third one.
This one, sir.
उसमें right click करो. हाँ, that one. Configure build path.
Yes.
Here also see 1.7 it is taking.
Yes, sir.
And here Java compiler you need to select. Right click on the project.
Property, sir.
Configure build path. Go to build path only.
Okay.
configure build path.
Yes, sir.
Right side, left side, there is a Java compiler option.
Yes, sir.
Select that.
Yes, sir.
You see here which version of compiler it is using.
1.7, sir.
कौन सा वाला यूज करना है? 17 वाला यूज करना है हम. Apply and close.
You default.
That no need to change it. No need to change.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so now you can do your parent project build. Close that second project, Spring App. You close it. You delete that project. Now you can build your parent project. Right click on the parent. Parent, upar wala.
This one?
Run as Maven build. Not Maven. Run as Maven.
Okay.
Maven build. Give the goals. Clean package. Done na? Good. Fine. Anyone else having the doubts, guys?
Yes, sir. Can I
Hi, yeah, you can share your screen.
Sir, it shows host disabled participant screen sharing.
Amol, I have given you, man. You joined
Don't
from
know
3
why it's
devices.
Yeah, actually, I have joined from the 2 devices, but because of my laptop issue, there is mic issue. So I have joined also from mobile.
Okay, you can share your screen now.
Yes, yes. Is it visible, sir?
It is loading. Your net is slow. Yeah, I can see now.
Yeah, actually, sir, when I do this command operation, that is when I push the code, then it's showing me this error, that is could not resolve the host.
Can you maximize that git bash?
Yes, sure.
You committed, you branch, emote, add, origin, URL. Git push -u origin unable to access, could not resolve host, github.com. Can you go to your credential manager in your system? Search for the credential manager in the Windows search. In the Windows search option.
Just a minute.
Windows search.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Amol, your system got hanged.
Yeah,
You search for the credential manager and you delete that git credential and you try push again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Cool. Fine, guys. So with this, I'm stopping for today. We'll meet in the tomorrow session. So anybody facing any issue, you can post in the WhatsApp group. We'll continue tomorrow and we'll discuss on the Git remaining topics. Have a great day. Bye-bye.